Hi, my name is Dan, and I'm a pharmacist, and I've recently gotten into fountain pens, just sort of seeing people using them, and sort of that whole eclectic nature of fountain pens just sort of drew me into the community. So today, I'm actually going to be showing you how to fill a fountain pen up. Now, I've seen a lot of fountain pen videos from various different sources, and they show you sort of a way to fill a fountain pen, but just in my opinion, it's not the most effective or the best way to actually get the most amount of ink with the least amount of air inside of a fountain pen. So today I'm going to be showing you how a pharmacist would approach actually getting ink into this pen. And typically in healthcare or anything, at a hospital, if you're, priming an IV set, or if you're giving a person an injection, or even if you're at a place like Walgreens or CVS where you get your yearly flu shot, somebody has to fill those syringes. And typically there's pharmacists that deals with the medication. Somebody's showing you how a pharmacist would approach getting this thing full. So I have here just some blue water, essentially, and I had a little bit of ink left in. And I filled it, well, it's sort of the same demonstrator water that you see in other channels. I have the same thing just sort of laying around. I thought I'd use it for this purpose. So, it's sort of a cheap Wing Sung pen from Amazon. Get them in a pack of 4. We'll see how they do. These are, like, this of course isn't ink, but I'm going to fill this up later and we'll see exactly how these things work as sort of a semi-disposable fountain pen. So the first step, of course, any fountain pen, before filling, you're going to want to push all the air out of it. So just push all the air out for step 1. Okay. Now step 2, of course, you're going to want to dip your pen in, and you're going to want to fill it up about halfway. So you can see we started drawing ink up into the pen, but since the feed was dry, since the pen was empty, we have this air bubble right here. Now this is the air bubble that you typically, it's kind of a little bit difficult to get out, and I'll be showing you the best way to actually get this out now. So you want to fill it up about halfway, and you want to pull your pen out of the bottle of ink. Now it's important to keep it still over the bottle, because I guess it's easy to forget which way you were turning it. So right now I just turned it the wrong way and ink squirted back out, but if this was real ink, you can make a mess. So hold it over the bottle and make sure you're turning it the right way, and next step is to make sure you turn it the right way and continue drawing ink down. Well, I guess we're drawing air into this pen, but more importantly we're emptying the feed. We're emptying the feeder hole, we're emptying the ink filling channel. Okay, so now this is empty right here, so we don't have any ink inside of this channel that typically would be used to fill the pen up. But we also introduced this giant air bubble, essentially. And the next step, we're going to be showing you how to actually get this thing out of the pen. So you want to give it a few taps, essentially, especially if you're using a thicker ink. Give it a few taps to sort of settle everything down. And you're going to want to push the ink back up until it gets to the very top, until it saturates the feed channel. And there we go. Gets to the very tippity top. So now, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but I pushed very slowly the ink back up through this feed channel, and there's a little drop of ink right here at the top of the feeder hole. So right now there is no air left in this entire pen. So if I put this back in here, just for demonstration's sake, I could fill this entire pen up. So I just completely filled it back up. Absolutely no air bubbles. So that's how a pharmacist fills a fountain pen. Right there. Now, but I want to actually show you a different technique here. And a different technique is actually, I've seen some people use it, and I kind of like to use it because typically after filling my pen, it goes into my pocket, and it might get shaken around, just running around doing things. So right after filling, though, this ink filling channel is completely full of ink, and as you write, essentially, it's going to draw this ink back in, and little air bubbles are going to come out, and that's how you sort of empty out your pen. But in the meantime, if you shake this right now, this little channel, the same place that the ink came through, it could make a mess. So what I like to do for the final step is push a little bit of ink out, just a tiny little bit, and then you're going to want to draw air back in. And when you draw air back in, let's just see, we're pulling, I don't know if you can see it on the video. Let's see. it. So basically we just sucked the air out of here and we introduced a tiny air bubble. So just one tiny air bubble up here. Now this is important because now our pen is 100% good to go, and we don't have this like sort of dangerous like situation where we have this feed channel full of ink. So there you go. That's how a pharmacist would approach filling a fountain pen. If you have any questions, please post them on the video below. Thank you for your time.